Well, everyone, Sylvan Bell coming to you live from San Francisco, California. It's February 13th, 2015, 4:50 in the afternoon. Perfect day to talk about sales training. Now, you know, when you watch sports, and it doesn't matter if it's football, hockey, you know, sports where it's active and they run plays, basketball, the teams will sit and they'll watch the film of the other players and they slow it down, they put it in slow motion. So one of the things that I want to let you know is once you get really good at sales and once you pay attention to the patterns and learn the patterns that are going on, it's like watching the process in slow motion, so that when somebody gives you an objection, right, it's not like you have to like fight anymore. It's not that big of a deal. It's like, you know the easy ways of getting around it. Now, when you're new at sales, everything seems really fast because you're not used to the pace. You're not used to the interaction. But, you know, as you sit down and you diagram out what happened on the sales call, and, you know, one of the cool things you could do is actually diagram, when I do this, this is what they do. When they do this, this is what I did. So, like, sometimes people will say, I don't know how to figure out what went wrong on my sales call. I'm gonna give you this little hint, I'm gonna give you this tip. Sit down and diagram out what you said, what they said, what happened, and where you think it went wrong. Now, if you think that it went wrong right here, chances are really good it actually happened a couple minutes previous. It didn't happen at the point that you think that it happened. It happened a couple of conversations, couple minutes, couple seconds, couple sentences before what you thought that it did. Something led to that freak out spot and caused them to have a problem. So when you slow down the sales process, it's easier for you to see what's going right, and it's easier for you to see what's going wrong. Now, when I leave a sales call, whether I make the sale or whether I lose the sale, I sit down and I figure out, okay, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? And then I'm like, okay, I see where things could have gone wrong. Now, your job here is to sit down and talk to a salesperson who's been out in the field for a long time, who sees everything in slow motion, right? If you're new or if you're struggling, if sales aren't happening, everything's going really fast for you. Slow down the process, sit down with an old timer, a gray beard, whatever word you want to use, and figure out if they can help pinpoint and diagnose where you were having some issues and what happened in your sales process. And if you got really good notes, then you know step by step what happened. Now, I'm going to tell you a mistake that I see salespeople make is they don't want to look like they're making mistakes, so they never admit to a failure. They never admit to being wrong. And if you're doing that, it doesn't do you any good to ask a question. So sometimes I'll work with salespeople and I'm like, tell me about your process. And they tell me, and I'm like, well, are you doing this? Oh yeah, I'm doing that. Or are you doing this? I'm doing that. If you're not doing it, say no. Because, you know, the first thing, first you have to admit that you have a problem, and then you can fix it. But if you just keep saying, no, I'm doing everything, I know it hurts the ego, it hurts like right here in the stomach, it hurts right here in the head, but you have to admit what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And if you could see the sales call slow down, it is much easier to make the sell. So like I ride with salespeople and they're like, hey Scott, can you do this call for me? I'm like, yeah, no problem. And they're like, Scott, you're so calm, like nothing rattles you. People say stuff and it's like no big deal to you. And I have to remind them, like, look, you know what? I see the call in slow motion. You see it in fast speed. I see it like I'm watching film for a football team or a basketball team watching the film. I pretty much know what somebody's going to say. I know how much they're going to react. I know what their issue is going to be, right? I've done this hundreds, if not, I've done it thousands of times. I've sat through thousands of sales processes, and selling one product or one widget or one gizmo has a lot of similarities between selling another. Sales is sales, and you get used to the patterns, and you get used to the process, and you get used to the plays that the buyers use, right? The play could be for them asking for a discount. The play could be for an objection. But you know what? When you know how to counter it, it's not that big of a deal, and a lot of comfort comes from it, and from that comfort comes confidence. And if you've been out in the field for a short amount of time, just know it takes a little bit of time to get the training wheels knocked off, but you're gonna be okay, and everything's gonna work out, and you're gonna be all right, okay? Now, if you could do a small favor for me in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that'd be fantastic. To the right or to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you're supposed to do, subscribe, and then send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, why not even LinkedIn? Sylvan Bell, only Scott Bell with Seminole. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.